Hello everyone and welcome to my NaNoWriMo 2014 Week 3 update. So things are going well, or okay, pretty well. I did though on Monday do the silly thing where I'm like, oh, I just don't feel like writing, so I'll just do 200 words or so, and then what do you know, now you're 2 days behind instead of 1. So moving in the wrong direction. But ever since, I've mostly been making pretty steady progress, and I'm up to 35,868 words. So, yay! Move right direction. Writing's the same, pretty much, although sometimes I think I've come to some dialogue scenes and other scenes where things seem to be flowing nicely, so even if I don't keep it all, hopefully I have a gist of something there that's good. Hopefully. Although I was talking with my dad after leaving the coffee house one night and talking about how, you know, when you're this trapped and desperate for the word count, you basically write what comes easiest, even if it's not always what's best, what the story really needs. Like, I have more trouble, I guess, with physical description and things like that. I really have to stop and think about it, but I don't have time during NaNoWriMo to stop and think about what I'm going to write, so I tend to stay more with what I'm better at, which is internal monologue and stuff like that. So I was writing this scene where one of my main characters, Gabe, meets up with his mother for the first time in a burger joint, which at least off the top of my head now I have a place for them to meet, I guess, for revisions. But anyway, I couldn't set the scene all that much, so basically I was just going back and forth in his head about how much he just really freaking hates this woman. And I'm like desperately like stalling for the word count, and like I get 1,000 words into him like just griping about, you know, their horrible history, and I'm like, oh wait, I should probably, you know, bring her in finally. So then I bring her in, but then basically it's like he's looking at her, it's like, oh god, she really is awful. And it just kind of starts over again for a little bit. So there's going to be a lot of trimming, I guess, on that front. He does have a chip on his shoulder. So another thing, I guess, that I've been thinking a lot about is how much I'd love to find, I don't know, well, what, I guess I'll back up and say, you know, I'm moving in a couple of weeks, and actually, you know, coming up for me later is going to be Thanksgiving and some packing, and it's, oh, I haven't even been thinking about it as much as I should have. But I'm moving to a place where a library is currently being built and should actually be finished and, you know, completely finished and filled in, moved into, I mean, by this time next year, and I'm really excited for that because I think it's the type of atmosphere that would really be great for me. I mean, these coffee houses, I don't know, it's just, I'm enjoying them a little, but I guess the noise is starting to get to me more. It's I'm like an old woman or something. This is sad. And I like the idea of being able to just sit for hours in a library where hopefully it's a bit quieter, and especially when it's right next door to where you live and it's just so convenient. There's been some other places I've been thinking about. You know, one of them I actually found through NaNoWriMo in the local forums. There's this new like company that's started in the DC area called Cove, which I think is really more for business entrepreneurs who are looking for a non-coffee house place to meet. And so they have some pricing options, like where you can set up times if you want in these houses that Cove has set up, like around the DC area, and you can like spend time in meeting rooms or individually, and you know, there's Wi-Fi hookups and even some coffee, I think, and it sounds really cool, but it also is pretty expensive. And then meanwhile, so I was looking around a little more, and then the Writer's Center, it's a writing center in Bethesda that's really cool. They just recently posted on their blog that they have this new workshop studio where writers can come in and you know, sit down and write. And I'm like, wow, this could be great. This could be exactly what I need. And you know, it's even one of those, you know, 24-hour things. But of course, that's also, you know, obviously a paid-for thing that I don't think I have the money right now. I am about to move. So it's unfortunate because both of them sound like they could be interesting options to have a quiet place to write that's not the usual coffee house feel. But I'm a library assistant, so I guess I prefer the library anyway. So I'll just have to wait around for that. So other than that, this was like the week of the Mockingjay, so I was glad that I wasn't too far behind because I was a bit distracted for a couple of days, and today I actually went out with some friends to see it. I even have my Mockingjay pin. I was really impressed. I was hopeful for this movie. It's one of my favorite books, and so I'm really glad about how it all went down, so yay for that. Yeah, as I said before, now we're looking forward to Thanksgiving and to to moving for me, so things just keep continuing to happen. So in my writing life, I'm just going to have to keep on pushing myself, I hope. And I hope you're pushing yourselves too, and that you're meeting your goals. And congratulations to everyone who's already validated their novels. That's great news. And for the rest of us, we can keep doing it, keep writing. So see you next week, and bye-bye.
I'm a princess cut from marble, smoother than a storm. And the scars that mark my body, they're silver and gold.